Welcome to another edition of the CEO's blog. John, thanks for joining us. We had the Cowra Carnival of Cups meeting on Sunday, and there's only 3 more to go for this season.
Yeah, Cowra Mother's Day. It was an outstanding event. Annie O'Connor and the crew did a great job there, and the racing was good. But then we've only got 3 to go, and Dubbo on the 26th is the next one, and it's a very important Carnival of Cups because it also coincides with the Dubbo show. But for everybody out there, there was a bit of an anomaly with the race dates. Young was to be that afternoon. Well, we certainly can't have Young in the afternoon and Dubbo at night. So the Young meeting, which features some Alabar Breeders' Challenge races, will now be on the Thursday afternoon. But we look forward to Dubbo, of course, for the show and the Carnival Cups.
Okay, and then, the final 2 Carnival of Cups meetings are Peak Hill on June 11 and Fairfield on June 12, both on the long weekend.
Yes, and Fairfield, of course, it's very important because the lease has expired on the showground. The lease is held by the council, the Fairfield Council. That will be Fairfield's swan song as we know it there at that property. So I encourage everybody to, it's a long weekend, get to Peak Hill and then hop in the car and come back, of course, for Fairfield.
Pretty sure Lenny Clement did that last year to try and drive at every track across New South Wales, so it is possible.
It is possible. Lenny stretched every sort of imaginable rule. He also drove in the Maltese drivers race. So
I think he ate a Malteser that day, he said.
Yes, I think he did as well.
Okay, so let's talk about the regional Riverina meetings.
The regional meetings have been something that the board has instituted over the last 2 years, and this year's round commences at Wagga on the May 29. It's very important because we draw the clubs together, we hear what they have to say on their own battleground, I suppose, is the best way to put that. But they will happen on that day. But very importantly, at night we have an information session for all participants in the Riverina, or anywhere for that matter, who can come along and listen to what Harness Racing New South Wales has to present to them, to the fraternity, and also, most importantly, to give them an opportunity to ask questions that are sometimes not communicated well enough and that we don't answer in a timely manner. We do attempt to do that on all occasions, but it's not that simple. But the Monday night, it's at the Wagga Rules Club. That information centre is very important, and I encourage everybody to come along.
So that's May 29. So what are some of the topics that might come up at this information meeting? Well,
we'll talk about wagering revenue and how we receive it, and of course how we spend it. So it's just not a money tree out there. We must have the income before we spend the money. We'll talk about the Wagga development. I'm sure that will be very prevalent on the minds of those participants down there. We'll have a little bit, of course, on how we construct the race meeting schedule and how we put race programs together. Another very important point will be what trainers and drivers and owners need to have in place to make sure that they're operating a business in compliance with not only the rules of harness racing, but the rules of workplace safety, employment regulations, etc. So there's plenty on the agenda, but we've cut them back to be very precise, very clear. But most importantly, we'll have those questions which all participants are encouraged to ask.
Okay, well, while we're talking about Wagga, the 2017 Alabar Breeders' Challenge Series got underway at Wagga last night.
Some good results for all concerned. A little bit of an upset in the one race. But it was good to see Anton Galino. He's better known for a man with a trotter, but he certainly showed what he can do with a pacer. And Greg Sugars, of course, he ventured up also from Victoria. And it's good to see that New South Wales bred horses do move out of the state. They compete in Victoria, and then they can come back here and be part of the rich spoils which are the Alabar Breeders' Challenge.
All right, well, we look to the finals at the end of June.
More races, of course, Bathurst, Penrith, and they just roll on and on and on. But that final day on the 25th of June, it's what all the breeders are about, all the owners are about. It's very rich prize money, and it's a great day out at Tabcorp Park Menangle.
We look forward to it. Thanks for your time this week, John, and we'll catch up again next week.
My pleasure, Amanda.